Let me close that.
Now we just give it a few seconds to warm up. And then announce that we are in another session, session 21 in fact, of Rescue within Raxis. Last time the party opened up a few bottles, apparently. But they also fought a many-headed horror of a Hydra. It was a hard-fought battle. Many heads were lopped up. All of the Hydras, luckily. The party managed to keep theirs, although they fell to the ground several times. In the final moments, it was a whirling maelstrom of death. It had 15 heads ready to chomp down on the entire party in one go, but was finally slayed. Then there were annoying pricks who had been arrowing them the whole time, the bullywugs. Humanoid frogmen, of a very simple nature. They were chased down and defeated as well. The party returned to the people of the town, celebrating them, cheering them on, one issuing a bit of a challenge. And they still have a few hours of the evening. It's probably around, I don't know, about 7, 8 p.m. There's still time to enjoy. Still time to savor things. And that is where we begin. Alcano and his wife have headed into the manor. The people are starting to disperse and once again get back to their festivities, which they have nightly. And you, the party, are left to your own devices. Although Malgern bears a very scornful eye flicking in your direction as the hobbled, hunched, skinny fuck of a dwarf heads back to his home. The balls are in your court. What do you wish to do? You've been invited for an evening of drinking. There's the talk of artwork, of entertainment.
Well, I believe Castalia already knows what she's doing.
Yep, I've already displayed it. I've already talked about it.
Are you going off there alone?
Yeah. I mean, unless anyone else wants to come along for a discussions.
I don't think the dwarf.
No.
I don't think the dwarf is expecting male company. I don't know if he's had a problem with rain coming, but I don't think anyone else is invited.
Alright, so you're going to head off and meet with... for fuck's sake, where's his name? Yorant. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
How about the rest of you then, as she swishes over? You seemed less settled on your goals.
I would probably just continue identifying some of the stuff that's not yet been identified. Kind of.
Well, you at least had an invitation to spend an evening back on the balcony in the upper quarters with Alcano.
Oh, that's the invitation still standing?
Oh, yes.
I figured he'd probably be a bit exhausted after.
Well, I mean, he wasn't exhausted. You guys might be. He just dived in and out a bit and kept you guys up.
Well, I do also have a chess game to have with him, so if he is still up for a game of chess and a fine bottle of wine, then sure.
Indeed, it has had time to air out. The invitation was also made for Rain, I believe.
In which case, I'd be going.
Oh, in fact, that's right. Trembling Purd actually hooked arms with you to lead you up.
Yes.
Because she wanted to learn all about the little fuzzbutt. Zarzul, no one invited you to anything. Really, we're wondering why you're even here.
Well, I'm going to finish feeding Wolfgang, and that was rudely interrupted last time. And also just clean him up a bit. I believe he's worse for wear. Give him a clean and
Yeah, a few of you are. You are fine. You got scot-free.
I took a little scratch, but nothing too major. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing compared to the human.
Or the wolf. Yeah. And then I'm going to have a few. See if I can find a place for a few quiet drinks. Maybe some more pipeweed.
Well, you do know that the Frillin Lace is not a place for quiet. It is for drinks. As for pipeweed, well, you'll just have to find out yourself. For now, give me an investigation. This will be you popping your head in and maybe chatting with a few folks. Siegfried, you're just looking for a room.
I'm looking for a room, a bath, and a lie down.
You're pretty much done with socialization.
And probably going to be tending some wound.
All right. Whenever you expressed that, trembling purr snapped her fingers and sent one of her girls over to lead you off to the Frill and Lace. Their rooms are quiet there, and you can get yourself cleaned up. You can get yourself dirty too, but that's extra. All right, then investigation there. Yeah. You find out that if you really want a peaceful place, like properly quiet, almost unpleasantly so, there's the other place you can go to, behind the temples. We don't really want to say the name aloud, but you recognize it's the place that Siegfried wandered off to. At one point.
Okay. No, I don't think I need it that quiet.
Yeah.
There's quiet and there's dead.
But they do happily recommend the Frill and Lace, or if you just want a quiet place to drink and smoke, you can just go to the Manor House. It's more of it's more of a museum atmosphere. It's quiet, it's contemplative.
That sounds quite reasonable.
Yeah. And it doesn't take you long to follow the haze of various whiffs and odors, although they're kept to private rooms instead of just walking the halls. But you do find a few enthusiasts with their long, spiraling pipes. Some of them are art pieces in their own mind. Like one actually has, where the guy puts his mouth, it's actually the head of a dwarf facing outwards, and then the pipe itself are the long metal strands of a beard. As he just happily puffs away.
I'm suitably impressed.
Well, sit yourself down. No fire breath in you, but I see you like to smoke, little dragon one.
Oh yes, it's much relaxing after the stresses of the world sometimes.
Oh, that's what that... You were that lot. I just got comfortable, so I figured, if trouble came, I'd have to move anyway. So for now, I just kept my feet up. So you were that lot out there that caused all the ruckus?
Well, we went and met the ruckus, yes. The ruckus was a hydra.
A hydra?
Nasty thing.
No idea what that is. Sounds nasty.
Large lizard with lots and lots of heads.
You find it easy to describe because as you look up behind them, there is a huge portrait of one. It only had 4 heads, and it was a bit skinnier in the body than the one you guys fought. But yeah, that's a hydra right there, as he's puffing away in this rocking chair.
I just pull out my rather plain-looking pipe and take a few puff pipe weed.
Is that a local blend? Anything foreign or exotic?
It's from various places. I do have a little bit of more exotic stuff left. I was sort of saving for a special occasion.
Well, what's a more special occasion than coming out of a big jostling ruckus alive and well? Besides,
This is true.
You plump a
It's
bit
life.
down, I'll share a bit of mine. I've got a good line in Caldeian shag. It's actually quite rare to get. They don't grow a whole lot there.
This is a type of pipe weed I managed to get off a druid a while back. It's rather potent.
Oh, well, I'll just use a little bit, of course, then.
I hand over some of the squirrel weed.
That's good fair warning there. And he clumps down his. It's a clump of tobacco, but it's mostly tinged orange and reds. Now, you add in just a little finger pinch of that, and you mix it with the rest of just a normal good pipe stuffer.
Oh, excellent. I should give this a go.
Indeed. Well, let us just savor this evening. And now we jump.
Yes.
Siegfried, you were led in
Yep.
to the Frill and Lace. It is bustling. It is full of people who, for a moment, believed that this was the last night, and they're continuing to act as if it is. But through the screams, yells, the seams, and the various strings undone, you're just led upstairs, and you notice the moment you get upstairs, everything down there is muffled. You can still see everything going on. It's just that raised sort of balcony area. But as you look down, the sounds are just as if they're a mile away. And then she leads you
Don't
to
really
your room.
care. Want to get Hydra saliva off.
As you step in, she drop the girl who's looks a bit half-elven, a bit more on the human side than the elven side. She draws out this fine, polished, varnished wooden tub, and then she starts reaching underneath her dress for a moment. You wonder, oh, come on, I didn't sign up for this service. But she just pulls out a very small holy symbol, and there's a gout of water that just splashes into the bath. Well, if you just give me about 5 minutes, I can have this nicely heated up for you. Feel free
Thank
to
you
just
very
sit down and
much.
take a load off.
That I will.
Malgern, you stand alone. Outside the manor house, everyone's fucked off.
I'm gonna go find myself a nap. And maybe a nightcap.
Well, that's easy enough. Are you going to go for a fancy nightcap, or you just want...
No.
You don't want to mingle with Alcano and his lot?
Ugh, no. People are
in the
people.
mansion. There's also the common room in the mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't need to be the lace.
True.
Yeah, you wind up finding yourself actually in the sort of miasma-choked room of a smoking room that Zarzul is sitting in. There's a very fine drinks cabinet, although the cabinet is very fine. The drinks themselves are pretty plain-looking, simple. There's quite a few ale bottles, but mostly choked with wines. Nothing that looks all that distinctive or gilded, just nice, simple green color bottles.
I'll take one of the ale bottles and head to.
As one of them sees you walking away, say, we usually leave a courtesy couple of copper.
I set a couple of copper on the.
There you go. Don't worry, that'll be picked up by the house staff. You don't look too cheerful right now, mate.
It's. This place. It's not my.
Well, what sort of place do you enjoy then? I suppose you want the hard stone, the firing forges.
Yeah, we had that. It's not quite working out.
Or are you just looking to throw yourself into the next cause?
I mean, if it keeps me busy, it keeps my mind off things.
Is that right? Ah, well. Well, at least for now, just laugh, drink, grow fat, and be merry. That's what we offer in this town.
I've noticed.
But we do it for blessed reasons, and also because it's very fun.
Well, I bid you a good night.
Yeah, well, suit yourself. And as you walk away saying, yes, I could do with a dwarf lad like that. I think I'll pop round to the Fruit and Lace.
I just start shaking my head as I walk off. Place is weird. I knew it. People aren't right.
Rain and Cornelius, as you go up a couple of flights of stairs, and then you are brought into what would normally be a dusty storage attic with old trophies and relics and heirlooms. It's been completely converted into a proper penthouse sort of suite. It is very open plan. It is myriads of colorful cushions. It's definitely not the style of this sort of region. It definitely seems to be lending something from where he came from, or at least the Vistani that she came from. Everything's very sweeping curves and spirals of gold gilt. And it's very plush. Absolutely everything has cushions that rise far from the frame. So, my friend, hang on. I must reassert the ruling voice of this town of Cedernov. Yes, there we go. I lost myself a bit to my wilder days. By which darling means, of course, last week. So yes, we have a very... I'm sorry I interrupted you again, my friend.
I was just asking if there was somewhere I could hang my hat.
Oh, yes, of course. Right across there. Instead of the normal hat rack, of course, it's a load of hooks, which are quite a lot of them are occupied already with Morven hats. One of them just has a single boot on it. But yes, feel
Go
free.
on, hang up my hat and kind of cursory ask, "What's with the boot?"
Well, not all of our friends are as fully abled as we are.
Ah,
Some of us, we do not get the benefit of both feet. But yes, the bottle looks very fine right now. It smells wondrous. This does feel like a good evening. We slayed a foul beast? Well, you did. I will just chronicle the story. My town is safe. This all feels very good. Meanwhile, Trembling Pearl has already started kneeling down, and she's not putting her hand near Pufflesworth, but she's just admiring him for a moment. She knows better than to just stick her hand near it. So, I'm trying to think of the small talk we had before the interruption. I believe I was asking about your journey.
Ah, yes. That might have been it. It was kind of cut short due to, well, recent events.
Something that was very worth spending the time on.
That is true. It would have been far nastier even if you just decided to ignore it.
Well, you may think so. The farmlands may not have survived as well, nor the town. So you were heading for Raxis, was it?
Yes.
I've heard much bad from there from the recent caravans.
Yes, unfortunately so have we as well.
Well, I am not interested in leaving my new friend unprepared. If you can capture a pawn or two, maybe I'll share what I know.
That sounds like a interesting challenge. As long as you share a fine glass of wine, I'm interested.
Excellent, excellent. Oh, and also, of course, we'll have the cheese board.
Of
But yes.
course.
But yes, let me prepare the pieces, and he does so entirely through Mage Hand. It's brought forth the pieces are ivory. One set stained black, the other's pure white. And let's see here. Yeah, we're going to do a few contested rolls here. So let's see here. I need What's your method here? What's your strategy? Are you intending to just try and thrash him? Are you showing off?
I imagine I probably would play like I usually do chess. I'll try to keep an interesting game going carefully in the beginning, and then once an opening shows up, so slow and steady wins the race. No need to rush into do a few probing attacks.
Okay, then I'm going to need first off an intelligence check. Not bad. To see who has the better strategy in mind. No surprise there. So yeah, you have most of the control of the board, even from the first few moves. You can start. He does seem familiar to a few of the people you've played before. But next will be a little bit of deception. Well, it'll be a charisma roll. Wow. However, he's going to inspire himself. Not do much. Wow.
Nice.
I could also inspire myself in one because I still have from the talk with Castelia.
Oh
He
dear.
plays chess like I do. This is great.
Yeah, the conversation is going. You're able to not get distracted by it. You can stay focused on the board, and he's trying to play through a few little comments or whatnot. But you've taken quite a few of his pieces now. It's starting to get a bit more narrow. I mean, you're being merciful. Now and again, you're letting a few moves go by, but you're not losing your focus whatsoever. So yes, apparently they have this great border gate, and the small town built around it on both sides. Strangely enough, it actually the people are actually separated through the night. Apparently, most of the gate has been destroyed by now. They can't close it anymore.
Through what? In a fire or from an assault? Or
From what
how
I've heard,
was
it was
destroyed?
actually through the horde that are passing through there. They have a great grayskin menace rampaging around. Not any of my relatives, of course.
Of course.
No. All mine came from Jurat, and it was there. The orc is a different kind of beast, different person altogether. But yes, apparently this horde by the Gradnasia, I think it is, the Choker at least he calls himself. Apparently he uses many ogres, many ogres. Several tribes apparently were brought under his heel. At least that is how they're telling it to me, and I will admit, as a fellow storyteller, they may be exaggerating a tad. But
You
the
would
gates were
think
smashed
that-
at least, so that is something.
You would think that, from what I heard, it sounds like it's a bit of a succession war going on.
Oh yes, that is the main one. It is the king was killed or sent away by what was it now? And he's fumbling with his knights for a moment. So roll me another charisma as he's trying to get you caught up here. Wow, rolling like terrible. But yeah, you're noticing that he's keeping it on that piece, and he's trying to move. You know, he's trying to be subtle and moving it to the next one. Try and catch you out. Ah, yes. Yes, it was the leader of the Azael. Was it the Azael Knights? There are two houses. Yes, there are. Fuck, I've actually gone out of my mind for a second here. Hang on, I've got a character sheet for them. It's been a while since I've had to think of the knights. Let me see here. Yes. Yes, it was the leader of the Azael Knights, and then there is the competing faction. They are the Surul. So the Azael Knight, the leader of that, what they tell me his name was Volef. Very powerful warrior, very big. Was a big general, you know. Could stride into battle, inspire men, leader, that sort of thing. Yes, he claimed the throne for himself. Apparently it has not been coronated yet, though. And that's a big issue, because there are enchantments in that city that are dependent on a king, and there is currently none.
No wonder that the Greyskins might have taken a chance on assaulting the city then.
Exactly, they picked the perfect moment. Although whether they planned it or not, that's unlikely. It seems that this Choker one is just going straight for the city. He is ignoring near everything. Like the border gate being smashed apparently was from lacking discipline. The ones that did that just claiming things for themselves and moving on, apparently they are coming along this way on the road.
It sounds more like someone is trying to circumvent a regular coronation and decide to show the weakness that is there currently and suddenly show up as a protector of the city. I would not be surprised if once he was coronated, the orc attacks would suddenly stop.
Yes, that does seem very likely. Also, from what I've heard of friends who are, of high station among us, apparently there is forms going around between them of just signing off on not taking part in the succession dispute. Because Volef himself is not high on the succession list, apparently. He is quite low down. Those above him are either being dealt with or saying they want no part of it. So at the least, not too many heads are rolling.
I have to wonder how someone that low down found this way in, so to speak.
Well, I mean, he was the head
What
of...
was the thing that happened that he suddenly could convince so many people one way or another?
Well, he was low on succession by bloodline. They focus very much on lineage in Raxis. So he had not to do with the with the royal family, but he was a great general. He was head of half their army.
Ah,
So he had a position
There
of
it
power,
is.
but he had no position of influence in a way.
but a sword can sometimes be a lot more influential than blood.
Oh yes, it certainly works better than diplomacy on a Hydra, despite how many brains it has to listen.
Ah,
And let's see, let's go for one more intelligence roll. Yeah, you lost a few pieces, but entirely under your own decision. He never really surprised you, but it's up to you if you play along that he did. But you take the win.
I would probably just for politeness, just congratulate him and say that he almost had me in one of those.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about that. Yes, that was 5 more moves than usually it takes for my wife to beat me.
Oh, your wife is also an avid player.
Oh yeah, she is very skillful, but then that is in all things. At least anything I attempt to do, she makes sure she's better at. There is a small little narrow glance between the both of them for a moment before Trembling Purr returns to just chatting with Rain. And and the one thing she's asking is, so as you are a fellow woman of a cloth, who is your do you beseech many or just focus upon the one?
Oops, sorry, I had a cat who was being very special. What's she trying to be asking?
She's wondering about your deity.
Oh. Hold on. Cat, please move.
Roll ammo handling.
No, that's not working very well. He's very, very stupid right now. I'm sorry, my brain just absolutely went bloop, 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 bloop.
What drew you to your spiritual calling?
It was a happy little accident.
Oh, I'm waiting for one of those with my husband.
Not
You
that
don't
kind
mean...
of
Oh,
happy.
sorry.
Oh, that drat, my headphones went off. But no, not that kind of happy accident. But it was a long and drawn out, unplanned process.
One question, is this conversation taking place while the chess game is going on, or is this after the chess game?
No, this is during.
Okay.
But, I mean, there's plenty of gaps if you want to intervene.
No, just wanted to make sure, wanted the timeline to match up.
Yep. I myself, I found my calling at a very young age. I must have been maybe 5 or 6. And I found myself believing in this glorious goddess, this red-haired beauty. Although among my people she is actually a bit of a ginger Tom. But among your people she is of flowing mane, she is gorgeous, and the thing she pronounces this, she just wants us to grasp at love, to enjoy, to savor, to thrill. And sometimes that takes lace.
Sure. No, for me, I just grew a strong disliking for the undead, and I found that this tends to be a very good way to put it. Not to mention, I always wanted to be a librarian, and eventually I figure I can settle down and do that.
Well, most of the lore I collect is useful and in practical purposes. It's not... it wouldn't be treasured by many. But for a select few, it could make them a living.
A different kind of value.
So you stride to the undead. Is that a large problem in Raxis? I have not heard much.
I don't know about Raxis. I'm more doing a little bit of assistance. And besides, whenever there's a very large, how can we say, upheaval, there tend to be a lot of people that need to be put to rest, and not a lot of people who can afford to do it.
Oh yes, the service tomorrow. I have so much to do. I must lead in the funerary rites.
Oh, I'm always here to give a hand.
I'm not sure if you'll find our method of ceremony is standard. I've heard some of you Kalimvorians are a little, you like to keep things stern, maybe stoic is the correct term?
Not everybody is so uptight, but we do like a proper depending on where you're at, though.
Ours is very much a celebration of their life and their deeds.
Hmm. That's all good.
I remember one he even specified for his funeral he wished to have all of his previous lovers speak well of him. We were there for 3 hours.
Oh dear. That probably took a lot of work.
Yes, but we all had fun. That was the key thing. We all remembered him fondly. This time they were a simple farming family. They had, oh yes, we'll have to send word to their children. They moved from here a long time ago. They went further west to Valonkia.
Well, that area is not exactly doing terribly well right now.
Oh, is it not? We've not been for many a year.
Oh, as far as I know, there was something up in the mountains. There's a lot of people from Raxis that are traveling down the roadways, a lot of banditry.
Oh yes, well that makes sense. Of course, it is on the road to the larger cities. I mean, we are a trader hub, but it is more of a circuitous route, not direct.
Yeah.
If you come here, you're looking to do a bit of a tour of the large cities and kingdoms. Because direct from us is Doma, and you do not run to Doma. All right, let's take a little break there. And Castalia.
Mm-hmm.
You are outside one of the largest buildings in the town. It is fancy. Has a large chimney and a flume. The door is huge. Like it's a full-on double door, but also it's a double door. There's a heavy knocker
Alright.
on it.
I knock on the knocker. Why not?
It's pulled open, but it seems to be moving without any kind of friction whatsoever. It just seems to glide. And then you see something indistinct. There's a person there. There's something human-shaped. But there's no detail. There's nothing filling the silhouette in a way. But it stands there, and then through a wispy voice it just says, "Please enter."
Alright. I just
Master-
enter as an next.
Master Baelgrim will be with you in a moment. And as the door closes, the figure, what was there, is no longer there. And inside, it looks, as you step inside, it is lit dull, but enough to show this is kind of a better museum than Alcanoge. This is not to art though. This is the museum of someone's travels. It's a pretty open plan as well. You can see there's a few separating walls, but in this large central area, there's a deep stone fire pit roaring, but low embers. And along the western wall, it is just filled with heads. There are trophies from all manner of creatures up on plaques. One of them taking up almost a third of the wall space is this huge carapaced, what's a good way to describe it? It's just this carapaced maw. It is vast. You yourself could sit in there with comfortable room. Everywhere you look, the surfaces are covered in pelts. There is fine wooden furniture. There are many weapons hung up on the various pillars. Like, at a moment's notice, you could grab one of these to defend yourself. You are never far from being armed. There's axes, there are hammers, there's a great many flails, and quite a few short swords, all of them dwarven scaled. And on the eastern wall, you can see there are numerous sets of armor, although, as you look, there's sort of a timeline going of you can see scratched up and clawed apart leather. You can see bashed up and broken links and chainmail. You can see plates rent by claw. Then you can see shimmering silver plate, which is just, what's the right term? Unblemished.
Hmm.
And at the top you can see this proud dwarven armor set that is just solid black with gold trim on it. And there's not a mark on it.
It's very impressive.
And then you realize among the pelts there is one of them that's moving. It is, up to your knee or so, but it's slightly shuffling in the distance, and then you can see the nose jutting from it. Ah! You couldn't resist. I knew it. You fell for me instantly. It's not surprising. And as you can see here, I am even better than you might have imagined.
Yes, it is quite a collection of.
This
Various
is the home of Baelgrim the hero. Baelgrim the undefeatable. Baelgrim the almighty. And he throws off the pelt and he is naked. Doesn't matter much because he's got this withered, horrible little beard that manages to cover his front. But he just stands there with his arms spread out, looking around.
Where'd you lose the leg?
The leg? Well, that was to that one. As he points across, you can see that there is a large reptilian head. It looks different. It looks taller and flatter than Zarzul's, but it has many teeth.
Most impressive.
I mean, if you want to give me you can give me a nature roll if you want. See if you might recognize at least some vague description of it.
I have no nature.
Doesn't matter. You can give me a go at
Let's
it.
see, let's see how much I know.
Mm-hmm.
As much as our kobold.
From what you can tell, this is one of the terrible lizards. Possibly a tyrant. It's very large. The idea that his legs survived but the rest of them didn't seems a bit unlikely, but there it is. So, you want a little foreplay first? Or shall we just get right to it? I'm good for all the hours of the evening.
I was more hoping you'd tell me about the Smith of the Tosser.
Oh. Right. He hobbles over to a fire pit. He unscrews his wooden leg and then puts on a metal one, which is longer, and then starts to poke at the fire with it. Well, let me see then. You want to know about Ermom,
It's an awfully strange name for him, but yes.
Yeah, well, they were a strange lot, that bunch. Yes, Ermom Suffet. He was said to be the greatest, and for a while the last of the clan Iron Slab. He made the tosser himself, he used it himself, he never trusted anyone else with his personal effects. He was a proper hero. But he was a grim bastard too, no fun. Bit like your dwarf, actually. That thieving bastard.
And I assume when he passed that, the Tosser moved to your hands.
Oh no, he gave me that before he died. No. See,
you two must have shared an adventure or two.
for 100 years we walked together. And I mean, we had some other ones. There was the elf, a couple of humans. In fact, there was, apparently he'd been going with this one human family for like 4 generations. I suppose that might mean a lot to the humans, but for us, you barely got to know her name by that point. But yeah, we adventured quite a bit, mostly up in the north. I mean, way far to the northwest, there's the Troll Country. That's mainly where we plowed our trade. We fought all kinds of ferocious beasts. We even went into this place underground where there was giant glowing fungus. There were these horrible pointy-eared people of darkened skin and glowing eyes, some of them part spider. We went throughout that land, we slayed, we were heroic, we freed slaves and sent them up, apparently Not many of them made it back, but we did our job. And then we did it for fun, and we did it for our job again. Then we tried doing it for fun while also taking all we could. But yes, about 100 years ago. Ah, boy. That was tragic. Ermon went off to Raxis. He gave me his tosser, because he'd made something even better, the fucking bastard. Didn't want to give me that one. No, he gave me his little whittling hammer.
Oh, something better.
He called it the burden. Don't know why he put so much stock in it. It was just this big lump of iron he'd sort of shaped into a hammer. But he says it was important to him. Must have been. He worked all the time on it after the clan was wiped out.
Oh.
But, like all of them who go off without me, he died. Because I wasn't there. I'm the one who always lives, you see. I make sure the rest of them do too. But he died. They built this big tomb to him. They kept him preserved and all. Apparently he was a big hero. Yeah, didn't mention anything about your aunt. No. Didn't talk about his bestest buddy Belgrim that was a better bloody hero. The one he left his piddly little hammer to. So there you go. He was a grim bloody bastard who wanted the spotlight for himself.
Oh. Still, that's... Surely you have more tales to tell, though.
I got tales all night. Question is, am I getting your tale in return?
I'm afraid not. I have to clean up all these bloody scales.
Oh, you're gonna do something with that Hydra, huh?
I'm a smith myself.
How are you then? Not seen a lot of smiths that walk around like that. You're a bit of a fire hazard.
I'm resistant to the heat, though the decor is not something I will be actually crafting in. I'd rather it not receive any injuries.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Castelli, give me a perception check while he goes off to get himself dressed. Realizing that his night is not going the way he wants. You're a little distracted because as he's moving, there's this unpleasant clapping of flesh as he hobbles his way up the stairs and out of his room. There's more hitting itself than there should be.
And as Malgurn tries to sleep, for some reason, he finds himself getting sick. He does not know why.
The only term you could really describe it as is a bag full of marbles. But as you're sitting, as you're looking around,
imagine as you see his wrinkly old butt crack as it goes away.
That's the problem, though. There's 3 lines to the butt crack.
Oh.
It goes down, then across, then down again. But as you're standing around there, you finally get to tear your eyes away, and you can see the hammer that's right beside you. It's kind of plain. Familiar symbol on the handle, though. Because it's on your shoulder.
Let's see. Do I do the adventure thing and just go over and pick it up? Nah, I think I'll be polite and wait.
As he slowly returns, he is now wearing what was probably an owlbear cup at one point as well.
Oh, God.
The head's gone, but he's still got the massive puff of fur and feathers around his neck and shoulders. And you can see he's still got the claws attached to the hands. He's wearing an owlbear onesie. There we go, much more comfortable now. You want more stories from me, huh?
I point to the hammer and say, well, where did you get this one?
That one was one from one of those humans. He tried to play it dwarf a bit. He grew a beard. It was laughable. He could only get about 2 foot long, and it was about when he was getting shriveled and wrinkled and old. You'll never catch me doing that. Filthy mayflies. But no, yeah, that was his. He talked about this thing that told him to make it and all, and I don't know, it just seems to sit there doing that. Could gain a bit of rust, in fact. But he was a creepy one, too. He used to... I remember, actually, there was this one time we just killed this group of bandits. There was still one there. He was trying to run away. So Nedry, that was his name, Nedry, he reached out to one of the corpses, and it rose up, and there were great rings of iron around the skeleton, which seemed to boil itself up from the corpse, and then it chased after him. I've never heard a scream like it, because it was half scream and half laughter from Nedry there. He was having the time of his life.
And what happened to Nedry?
I suppose he died like all the rest. I mean, we didn't always stay together, and then one day he just didn't come back when we got a contract. At least I've heard. At least I think he died somewhere up in down in the Southlands. Actually, come to think of it, somewhere around Doma.
Do you mind if I take it up in my hand?
I mean, I was hoping you'd grab another hammerhead. And that one's only a one-hander. You'd need both for the other one. Yeah, alright. Go ahead. I don't know. It just feels like a limp bit of metal to me.
I take hold of the hammer.
It feels a little off balance. And then there's a moment where... I mean, Yoren's still talking. Still complaining, at least. You can tell that from his expression, but you're not hearing it. And then you find yourself among sand. You feel it coarse and gritty. You feel it scraping against you. It is swirling all around you right now. As you rub a finger along some of the pockmarked surface of a hammer, you can just feel that this was a hell of a sandstorm. This was terrible. You can see a vague shape out in the distance. The horizon itself is flat, but this one interrupts it. It's large. There's this huge curling tail above it. An unarmored torso, and it just streaks towards you. You batter. You swing. You panic. You hear things cracking. Some of it you, some of it the creature attacking you. It slumps down, and then you just feel as if you're on fire. You look at your skin, you can see it purple and blistering. You just look around you in a panic. Everywhere the horizon is flat. And then you're back in the room. The orange seems to be catching his breath for a second. Hey, don't know why I waste my time. You look as if you weren't hearing a damn word of that.
No, I'm afraid I was somewhere else, mentally.
I don't mind that so long as you're here physically. Give us a twirl at least.
I humor him and give him a twirl.
You see a copper coin fly through the air. If you want to earn a gold, it'll take more than one little twirl. Or are we done for the evening? Because I'm not going to get my phone, I can see.
I hold up the hammer to him and then point to the engraving on the handle. Can you take a look at that for a moment?
Yeah, sure. Looks like a broken handle.
I then turn my back and show off the tattoo on the back. Are they the same?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, this one's engraved, and those look sweet, supple as like a peach.
Up near the shoulder, please.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, it looks damn near identical. Strange thing to get tattooed on you.
Would you mind if I would receive the hammer?
Well, I'd call it a gift, but I'm not feeling too generous right now. Tell you what, Missy. You say you're a dancer? You say you're a smith. Which are you?
I guess a little of both now. I've been taught by the Vistani and Trembling Purr.
Oh, she's a lovely woman, her. Keeps saying no, but I know with her eyes she's saying a bit of yes. Don't want to spend the fortune it would cost, though. Tell you what, you give me a show, you get the hammer. And fuck it, no touching, I'll be fine with that. Get to my age, you might as well just play about within your head anyway.
Deal.
Give me a performance roll.
I remember you had the inspiration from last talk. Never mind.
There is a moment where everything you've learned and thought about, the smithing, Brenninghaus itself, growing up as the only tiefling, all of that is gone. There is the dance. There's no music, but you find a rhythm. And for a moment you even just jump up onto the massive fire pit's grill. You don't feel a bit of it. It sizzles. There's steam coming off you now as it goes against the cursed moisture of from the whip. And as you twirl and dance, it's all just flowing completely together. Everything just feels like it all falls into place. You do some of the Vistani steps, and then some of them, you do that one pose you saw in the Shishish picture. You hold it for a moment, you think, where should I go with this? And it just continues. You start to feel... You do feel less like a flame. You feel like water. You are flowing from one step to the next. Now and again you ebb and flow. You step forward. You take a twirl back. He is utterly enchanted. And that's the main thing. He's enchanted. He's not looking at you with the sort of coarse lust of an old man just needing it. He's just smiling as he watches. There's nothing truly magical about it. You don't feel like you've cast any kind of spell inherent in the outfit. He's just really impressed. Well, you can take the hammer, and if I still had it, you'd have my virginity too. That was a hell of a thing.
I give a polite bow and take up the hammer. Thank you.
You know, I'm here all night. If you want, I can cancel my morning appointment. I don't need that surly bastard here. Anytime.
I'm afraid I have to pose for a picture of Kenor.
Oh, well, I'll be looking forward to that one. If he tries to suggest something tasteful, don't listen to him. You go ahead with your own idea. Make it as steamy as possible. After all, you might as well be remembered well. I never got a portrait of myself, and I'm a bloody hero. All I've got is this. No one knows what I looked like in my prime.
For all the help you give me, I'll get a second one done just for you.
Anything else you fancy taking?
No. Thank you once again.
Well, enjoy your evening. Never got your name.
Castalia.
Ah.
Castalia Vanta.
I know that kind of name. You were up near the Troll Country. I mean, not you specifically, but that sort of name, that's up in Brenninghaus. I was there about 4 centuries ago. That's a hell of a good time surprise. Now I got a lot to think about. Alright, alright. I'm gonna go to bed so I can be surly in the morning.
Have a good evening.
Yeah, gonna see if I can break this wrist. Good night! And as you're walking towards the door, once again that insubstantial figure appears again to open it for you. Good evening, miss.
Good evening. With a slight nod of the head as I leave.
And the door closes smoothly, and it's gone. Back into the noble penthouse. More wine has been brought out. Several bottles. It's still just the 4 of you. Well, 5 of you, technically. Droop is down in the bedroom. He
Yeah,
was
it's
very
way
tired
always
after the
better.
battle, and wanting to recheck
Yeah.
his math. After Mind Pike, he figured he better reread some of his stuff, make sure he got it correct. So now, you head off to Raxis. You're going to be the big hero in liberating a city, or are you going to deal with Olev? Or do you want to keep that private? Do I get to hear the story when you return victorious?
Well, depending on what happened, I'm probably leaning mostly towards the other thing. Hopefully, there won't be as dramatic as we having to run all the way back, but we shall see. I kind of look towards Rain, determining whether or not, how much we should reveal. Rain?
Sorry, what was that?
D&D, we've been playing it for weeks now.
Oh, I know. I'm having lots of cats that are being very stupid.
Yeah, they were just being. It's just the one know what we're doing in Raxis, but he's also willing to just let us not tell anything for now, and hopefully just tell something in return. So I'm looking at your character, whether kind of knowingly whether we should reveal what we're doing there.
Hmm. I kind of just give you a little shrug, and I lean down and I pet Pufflesworth. I'm like gonna let you make that decision.
I can say that as far as we know, we're only there to pick something up.
Courier
Well,
does not seem a fitting job for you. But,
Well,
very well.
that's going to involve us getting further into what's happening. Who can say?
And we do have a tendency to make easy things very difficult.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. I was an adventurer myself. I too ventured, quested, and got into many scrapes, mostly with family members who did not want me doing such. And then I accepted responsibility. I settled down here. Although I also settled down over there. I come here many years. Yes, things can get very complicated when they give you one instruction. But I will be happy to sing of your praises should you survive, Raxis.
Well, I appreciate that.
He'll survive as long as I do, because that's what I'm here for.
I just look at him and very slightly shake my head.
I laugh because that was the response I was hoping for.
You two seem as if there's a little friction.
We have difference of opinion.
Excellent. Nothing more productive can come from a difference of opinion. It means you're both trying to work on different ways for the same goal.
Exactly.
Although sometimes people can be idiots about that. I've met many in my time.
That is very true.
I shake my head and I pet Pufflesworth.
Trembling Purr will join you and try to pet Pufflesworth, but she will let you take the lead on this.
Well, I'll pet his head and they'll say, if you want, you can try gently patting his rear.
Oh, I don't always go for real first, but for today, why not? Give me an animal handling roll as you try to keep him distracted and calm.
My button. Oh, that's the wrong page for my button. What did I get? Hey, not bad.
Yeah, he seems calm enough. He tries to look back a few times, but then once the big soft, like, toe beans and all, and the claws start getting into the fur, he is happy. He is very fine to have biscuits made of him.
There's the cute little boy.
So I see you changed your armor to a dress? That is a very lovely item you have there.
Oh, I'm quite fond of it.
Does it have limitations? Can you just make whatever you wish?
No metal.
No, well,
Anything not metal.
I suppose that would be a problem at times. But have you tried anything unusual with it? Anything strange?
Not really. We've only had it for a short period of time, and most of it's been on the road, so I haven't exactly had time to experiment.
Oh, on the road is the perfect time to experiment. In fact, any time is the perfect time. After all, you do the experiment and you find did it work, did it not, and you learn.
It depends on the company, and then I look over at Cornelius.
What?
As he just
look at
reaches
you.
from a cheese board.
What?
Oh no, he has class. He wouldn't eat with food in his mouth.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, what?
Food in his mouth, yeah. That fucking wizard just translocates it directly to his stomach. No chewing involved.
He just uses mage hand to put it right down the gullet. I remember when Darling first got his little toy and he experimented always with it. The first few experiments were painful to behold. Isn't that right? She refers, of course, to my instrument of choice. I am a storyteller, but I also play... I found this strange little toy. You may have seen it in the battle. And he whips out that incredibly thin, slightly curved blade. I found this far to the east. And I found a little trick you can do with it as well, as he plants it in the ground. And you see him with... He puts the flat of his palm on the top of it and starts to twist a little bit, and then his other hand comes in, and you hear this tone. And it's changing pitch, it's changing the sort of rapidity of it as he gets his hand closer and further away. It is a very difficult instrument to sort of learn. There's no feedback. I'm not plucking a string, but it's quite a distinct sound, isn't it? It's very different from the normal sort of woodwind or a brass.
Yes.
That's delightful.
Well, it took a long time to get to delightful. For a while, it was making her a folded ear. Many times I woke up with scratches on my front instead of the back.
Have you ever had anyone look at it?
Oh, I've shown it off to many a guest. They don't have much of a clue on it.
I could take a more curious glance on it if you wish.
Oh, you mean you wish to cast Identify on it?
Yes.
Oh, yes, don't worry. I had that done many a time. They learned a few things. It is a very good weapon. It is very powerful. Well, not powerful. What's the right word? It is very durable. Despite how flimsy it looks, it can block a blade. It can help me parry. Of the instrument side, they're not really sure. It's all about air pressure around it, apparently, and the movement of such. It just takes practice, is what I've been told. Although
Such
some
things do.
Yes, some things come naturally. There is a distinct giggle that only Rain can hear from Trembling Purr at that. Because she's near enough. And so the evening is whiled away very simply. Is there any further questions from you guys on it? Does
No, I don't think
No.
so.
Is Castalia going to join them?
Is she invited to the penthouse? Like, would she even know she would have to head up to the penthouse?
Well, she mentioned the picture.
Oh, yeah.
Is she still there, BO?
Still, did she run?
You cut out
Yeah.
a lot there.
No, it's more of like I'm stammering. I'm really certain if I walked in and showed up.
I mean, from what you've seen of the town in general, you could pretty much walk in anywhere and be okay. You might see a lot more than you expected, but you'd be okay. However,
Yeah.
do you go into the manor is the important thing here.
Yeah.
Then you also see the picture that Rain did. This one here.
Oh, there we go.
You
Discord's cutting out a little bit.
Okay. Tell me when you're ready.
Alright, I'm as set as I can hope to be.
Let's hope so. But yeah, this painting. You know it. You have never seen this thing. You know it precisely.
Huh.
This is Barigo. You know that deep in the core. You've dreamt of the voice. You've had it during your waking moments. You've never seen. But you look at this and you feel that is him. That is your patron.
Nice.
Most find it a little bit uncomfortable. As you look to your side, you can see approaching from down the hall that blonde-haired gentleman you'd seen earlier when you were dancing. It's a bit of a strange and ghastly, isn't it? I mean, not just in the figure, but also in the style of it. It's a little, almost cave painting primitive, isn't it?
Yes, there's a certain beauty to it.
I'll assume you're just meaning the horns.
No, there's beauty in raw power.
Ah, I suppose. Beauty and grace and elegance, of course, as well. But you seem to be experiencing that right now. My name is Arnold. And he extends a hand to you.
I take it and give a shake. Castalia.
Castalia, well met, yes. I meant your dancing, of course. Myself, I'm a bit left-footed. But yes, it is a strangely, for me anyway, a ghastly image. Some sort of demonic creature, no doubt. It's not one of your relatives, is it?
No.
I'm sorry, I do mean that as a joke.
No, it's not a relative.
Interesting, though. It's quite an old painting. Apparently it was here... Well, it was not here. It was from up far to the north. Or directly so, in fact. High into the mountain tribes.
Hmm. Do you know the artist?
I don't know the artist. I don't even know if there was one artist in a way. As you can see on the sides here, it looks like it may have been from a larger piece, but Alcano did talk about how he brought it down here. Great expense, apparently. But he said the moment he saw it, it was quite striking, and I can admit to that. Very striking. I still find it unsettling, however. But you do not. You're one of the few who seem to enjoy it. It's not just your infernal heritage, is it?
I do not think so.
Well, I think I'll wander the halls a bit more. Apparently he got some extra pieces from Chaldea a few months back. I haven't quite scrutinized them. Enjoy your evening, Miss Castalia.
Thank you. Enjoy yours as well.
He gives a very slight bow of the head and then starts to walk away. And then around the corner, he is gone. And as you continue to watch it, there is a black smoke rising from your pouch. Face to face with what I am. Not a great likeness, I must say. The eyes, they didn't catch the playfulness. And my horns aren't that long. It's almost like I'd be bragging about them. The north, though. Yes, that was some time ago.
An admirer?
An apprentice. Several. They worshipped. They called. I answered. They were a simple people. They'd only just learned of iron. I taught them of steel. Gone now. They've all been gone. That hammer, that I remembered. Another apprentice, a disappointment of one. I offered a gift. I wanted to teach. They just wanted the connection. They just wanted to be uncorked, I think is an appropriate one here. Sometimes I look at that and I think, did I choose wrong? Still, I don't think I look that nasty.
Compliment your boss. Don't say he don't look nasty.
I'll have to find out one day when and if we meet face to face. Likely, more likely that we will.
That outfit you have. I've been looking for pieces of that. The dancer. The woman of water. I thought you might like a little treat tonight. The Queen knew of her. Tonight you'll see her. A little gift for keeping your eyes open.
Thank you. And I have not forgotten the gauntlets.
Be sure that you don't. Tomorrow, you're going to make something of them.
Tomorrow?
You seem satisfied with just the scales. Tomorrow you will go to the Hydra. I've not made anything with such a creature. You will bring ashes, embers. You will burn a patch before it. I will take inspiration.
Of course.
Good. Now, back to work. For myself, you fritter and enjoy. And the smoke dissipates. A few of the, there was a couple who were canoodling beside you. They've been watching the smoke quite a bit. And you, as you start to get back to your senses, you realize they're pointing at it. Are you on fire, Devil Girl?
No, I'm quite alright, thank you.
Because, no, don't say it. Because you're hot stuff.
I roll my eyes.
He still
And
has
then
this
go to
huge
sleep.
smile on his face. The girl does not.
And then go to seek out my companions.
Well, it's easy enough to find Zarzul, who is several leagues deeper down into a bag of pipeweed. His elderly companion, who looks like a gnome who's managed to get to 6 feet in height. His eyes are bugged out. The pupils are so large it almost looks like he doesn't have them in the first place. This is rough stuff. You say you got this from squirrels.
The druid. Yes, druid with squirrels.
Incidentally, the Chaldean stuff he gave you, it's just incredibly fragrant. It's not hallucinogenic, it's just very nice. Whereas he is on a trip.
Yeah.
Oh, Drew of the Dead. Right. Are my teeth still in my head? I can feel them chattering outside the window.
No, they're firmly still in your head.
That's good. Then whose teeth are those chattering outside the window? There's nothing out the window. There is actually no window in this room. You look good with the wings, and holy shit! As Castalia walks in. I only traded. I'm not looking to make a deal.
It is all right, good sir. It is my traveling companion.
Hail, Zarzul. How are you holding up this eve?
I am doing fine. I found this nice bit of pipeweed. It's it's got a nice taste to it.
As Zarzul is talking, the man's hand extends outwards and just puts his fingers pressing against the side of his head. Just nudging him repeatedly.
My new friend here may have been overcome. I may have given him something a little stronger than he was used to.
Are you the Lizard King?
No, dear friend, I'm not the Lizard King.
Am I?
Oh, I think it might be best to stop for a while.
Okay. I'll just sit here and think, why do squirrels have fluffy tails?
I almost fucking spit out my beer when you asked if he was the Lizard King.
Do you know where the others are?
What was that?
Do you happen to know where the others are?
I believe Cornelius and Rain are up with the what was his name again? The leader of this area. Oh,
Alcano.
Weed might be a little bit more. Alcano, that's the name.
And Siegfried and Malgern?
They headed off somewhere. I'm not too sure where.
Malgern's in the room. Drinking his beer.
No, I thought he took it and wandered off.
He might have come back for a replacement.
Okay. Is there just a slowly increasing stack of copper on the table?
Yes, pretty much. The cabinet, the top of the cabinet is covered in copper coins.
He doesn't.
Because I'm literally just putting them on the cabinet.
Yeah, see, he wandered off to have his drink, but all the common rooms, apart from this one, are currently occupied. And you don't need that shit when you just want to drink.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I believe Malgurn's that away. Pointing at the seat next. Otherwise, I've no idea where Siegfried got off to.
Do you see? Do you see the bright red raven on the crested hill?
No.
Okay. I might live tomorrow, then.
I think you need to lie down.
I am lying down. As he continues to push your head, Zarzil, until it's almost like 45 degrees. I'm lying down, aren't I?
No, almost. Just you see the floor there? You might want
No.
to get on that.
Right, I want to get in the floor, and he just brings his hands up towards the roof. Continue.
I help him onto the floor. So that he can actually be lying down.
Is there a blanket or something we can throw over him?
I mean, there's a few spare
They can
carpets and
see.
rolls, yeah, there's a few pelts.
You make him comfortable, as
It's-
it were.
It's fair to say in this building, there's a lot of supplies to make an impromptu bed in many places.
Oh.
Well, we make him a
For
impromptu
comfort and
resting-
warmth. For comfort and warmth.
We make him an impromptu resting place.
Not every room has a fireplace, after all.
Is there any water or non-alcoholic drinks here?
No.
Just wondering whether we can drink. Okay, I'll go over and pick up the elf wine, being probably the closest thing to water we've got.
He cuddles the bottle. I'll be fine. I have everything under this blanket. Control!
How is he passed out yet, or very close to it? I'm
Pretty
assuming?
much. He gets into a slight mumble and then he's just out.
I do hope he's okay in the morning.
Neighbor rats eat your eyes.
Oh, God.
He's a real charming fellow, that one.
I wonder how much you'll remember in the morning.
Well, the three of you are in this room now with a bit of peace.
I'll be right back.
Go see if we can find Cornelius.
Well, it
Talking to
sounds
me
like-
or her?
Both.
I'm not your errand boy. Cornelius is doing God knows what. I don't want anything to do with that. Probably seducing women for diamonds again or something.
Well, don't forget your appointment in the morning.
Oh, I won't.
And then I go to find Cornelius and Rain, because I have no idea where Sigmund is.
Siegfried, you are in a hot bath. The girl left. You're in the room by yourself. Everything is quiet. There is not a peep from outside your door.
Life is slightly reasonable.
There is a small window, not enough for anything to crawl inside through. Or, in this case, crawling out without paying. And you can see the night sky, and it's quite pleasant because it's not coming in. Nothing with
It's not
teeth
trying
or
to eat
claws
me.
is chasing for you. Anyway, back to Cornelius and Rain.
Good thing I made it back. But
Okay. So I meant to talk to you. I want to do a painting of yourself and Castelia, your Hydra Slayer.
Castalia.
Castalia, yes, of course, of course. It would be embarrassing to say the wrong name later. There's a very narrowed look, but a smile from Trembling. I
Well,
was
you'll have-
think. I was
You'll have
think.
to ask her.
Oh, of course, don't worry. We always ask. But I was thinking for a painting we do the brazen purity and the hidden temptress. So I was thinking that she is the one who looks pure, who looks untouched, and yet she is, everything on display, as you can see when she walks around. You, however, I want to see unbridled lust and passion, but only in the face and the eyes. I want to see a hint of that. A woman of purity of cloth who has everything buried within, ready to explode out.
just put out some rings of gold and diamonds, as you'll be sure to see that.
He slaps his thigh.
I do think that seems like a wonderful idea. You have certain artistic tastes.
Well, it's not an uncommon theme, but I think with you two it works so well. You are half elven. You are trustworthy. You are reliable. People look at a woman of the cloth. They think there is someone I can bear my secrets to. I have no need to shame. I have no need for secrecy.
Cornelius is trying very hard not to laugh at this description.
But within it all, there is this burning, overwhelming need to express, to show, to be as wild and passionate as the very fae you came from. To be as debauched and base as any human thug on a simple street corner. You have both the makings of a queen, of a priestess, but also of a harlot. And to see it all just in the eyes and the face. To see it in the posture. Whereas she is, everyone thinks temptress, they think contracts, they think deals, they think a woman who will take you to the evil ends. Sometimes even both. And I want to show that she is as much human as any. You see? I hope I'm explaining this correctly.
Oh, you certainly are.
I would also be happy to paint the rest of you as well. I don't have as much of a theme planned out, but I could get a very dignified little a head portrait or so if you want, Mr. Cornelius.
Oh, that will not be as such necessary. There are plenty here back home.
Myself, I never saw the vanity to get too many. I just have about 15 or 20 scattered around the building.
Oh, the same here. Just in case you have visitors and you have to send some with them,
I had a bust made once, but it went through there. You can see there's a slightly lighter patch to the wall. Or it's been painted a bit more recently. It was your typical fight, very simple, almost deadly. The Tabaxi, they are a deeply passionate people. Some would say temperamental. Some would say overly aggressive with the simplest drop of a hat, but I say passionate. And she is just flexing her claws for a moment as she continues to scratch Pufflesworth. So yes, I will do I'd like to do the preliminary sketch and at least see if I can get the right posture, the right performance from the two of you tonight, if that's possible.
That suits me just fine.
And then I will continue it in the morning, and you might be able to head off by afternoon. I don't wish to delay you, of course.
I have those things I wish to look at in the morning, so it's fine with me.
Oh, excellent.
And
Also,
the rest is a decent idea.
I am not an easily distracted sort. We can converse, of course. And if you want, you can happily stay the evening. He's mainly looking over at Rain when he says this, although Trembling is looking over at Cornelius.
I seem mildly amused, but I don't comment.
At that point, Castalia will have entered the building. Will have entered the room. Malgern, Zarzul, would you have gone in tow?
I was going to follow along.
I'm not sure I would have.
Well, at the doorway now, Castalia. And the rest of you. Well, Zarzul anyway.
Hello, friend.
Ah, hello, new friend.
Well, that's nearly everyone of the group located.
Oh, are you needing to find the rest?
No, I just wanted to make sure everyone was alright. And
Indeed.
I've come for the portrait posing.
Oh, excellent, excellent. As I was saying, I want to see if I can get the two of you at least sketched right now and to see if you have the right demeanor for it. I was going on about what I want from Rain. For you, I want the brazen but pure. Everything on display, everything in posture and pose, but from the face, from the hands, from the body language to show that you are, what's the right word, untouched, uninterested in the carnal. You're a performer, you know, only performer.
Dignified?
Dignified, yes, that's the sort of thing. Yes, dignified. There's no repression. There's nothing held back. It's not there. It's simply you bring joy to people. You do not bring them the happy death.
I think I understand.
Excellent, excellent. Odds, please, Kobold, you can come on in and enjoy a few bottles of wine. In fact, I will challenge you as well to. No, I can't. I will be busy painting. My wife will challenge you to chess. I will begin my work. And he very dramatically stands up. The shirt is opened fully, and then he goes off to get his art supplies. And exempting any conversations you guys fancy having.
I wander over to the chess set and look at it and go, I've never played this. How is it done?
Oh, don't you worry, little friend. I will show you. Step by step.
worry.
She has an incredibly predatory look about her.
Don't worry, Sassuolo. I'll help you as
A
well.
pigeon has entered her midst. But yes, as they go around the simple rules of chess, starting very basic, just simply naming the pieces, how they move. And she's
So what
even
is
able
ours?
to.
We'll name the pieces.
This is pawn.
Oh,
This is smallest piece.
I have to hear what he names the knight.
Yep.
Knight. Why does knight look like a horse?
Because
Strange naming.
it is symbolic.
Oh, of course. Yes. So that's it. That's his knight. Rook.
It is as if people look at you and think dragon. You are not dragon, but you are symbolic of dragon.
I guess this is true. Of course.
Meanwhile, Alcano on the other side of the room is trying to get an idea of how the girls will pose, trying to set up his easel and whatnot. The wine is incredible, Zarzul. You've never had anything close to it. It is beyond rich for you. This is like drinking pure gold. With a berry finish.
This is the most excellent wine.
Cornelius, this is moderate wine. This to you is something you could enjoy on a very casual day.
Mm.
Azul is the most casual person.
Casual kobold, casual as fuck.
And so, the evening ends. You all seek to your various rooms. There are offers made. Trembling does make a simple, jovial pass at Rain, asking if she'll spend the night. Alcano approaches Castalia, but there seems to be a little hesitation as he looks across the room to purring, and he thinks otherwise. What are the towers called, Zarzul?
Stony things. Tarot? No.
Therese.
No.
The
Spires.
things.
The spire things.
Yeah. Trembling gives you about 3 attempts at learning chess, but then she just says, "It's okay, now we just move diagonal. All pieces just move 1 space diagonal, and they jump."
Oh, so she switched to checkers.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's okay. I teach you another time when there's less wine.
That may be for the best.
But yes, proper accommodations are made.
One on that.
Yeah. Accommodations are available for you in the manor house. You, the guys will be sharing a room.
Of course.
Mulgurn, you wandered off, so you're just in the street tonight. No, but you can easily find a room anywhere. You're a hero, of course, of a town. Droop, you find Droop in the room, asleep with his spellbook out, covering most of his chest. He still has that gigantic fucking peacock quill.
I kind of just gently take the book to look over some of his calculations.
Give me an intelligence check. You've gotten used to it. It is hard to decipher his writing. You know it's common. You are certain it is common. Because you taught him common. Looking at it, though, makes you doubt. Looking at his writing fills you with doubt that he knows common at any point. But it seems to be correct. You don't actually have some of these spells yourself, so it's a little bit of guesswork involved, but his mathematics seems to be adding up okay. You don't see any egregious errors. You see a few struck out lines, and they're easy enough to fix. But it seems like he's getting it okay enough. Maybe just needs to add in more specifics.
And then gently place it on his chest as if nothing has happened. And then I'll slowly suggest to him when we when we take off again, that we spend some time looking over.
There is a trail of drool coming out of the side of his mouth as he snores.
And then I'll try and help him out with his spells calculations.
Morning rises. You wake up where you were. Siegfried, give me a perception check.
God damn it. Why is my character sheet wrong? Oh, there we go.
It ran off the hide, just like normal Siegfried. Everything seems fine. You're still a bit bleary. You're not used to the layout of his room. There's not as many stab marks. You did find a riding crop in the bed, though. That was a bit of a surprise. But in general, things seems, yeah. You woke up, there was no nightmare. Very succinctly, there was no nightmare whatsoever. The same for Rain. In your case, it was just you were just blackout. You can't remember anything. For Rain, you just had a simple, pleasant dream, depending on what sort of offer you accepted the night before. But Siegfried, you feel fine. And now he's terrified. So, Malgern, it is morning. You aren't even vaguely...
So it is.
You didn't have vaguely enough alcohol for a hangover.
Yeah, I'm feeling fine. Guess I better go get the thing over with.
Alright, you're gonna walk up to the House of Yorant.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the huge doors. You are literally dwarfed by them.
Alright, I knock.
It slides open. You can see this strange, insubstantial, vaguely human? You can't tell any features. You just sort of, like, when your eyes are blurry, you think you see a shape as it opens up the door. Welcome to the House of Baelgrim. Step inside.
I comply.
As you walk in, you can see it is staggering. You had a clan once. You've been to the clan fortress of a couple of other dwarves in your mercenary travels. This is smaller, but their place is pale in comparison. This is the home of a great warrior. Everything you look around signifies these are treasures. This is amazing. But then you see the owner of it, who is currently asleep with his leg on incorrectly in his owlbear onesie. As he's just sprawled upon a heap of furs.
Onesie.
What do you do, sorry?
I was just thinking an owlbear onesie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's just a skinned owlbear.
I go and shake him awake.
Alright, it's a fucking pony keg. Alright. It's about time
No,
I
we'll
gave
get back
a
to that pony kid.
Yeah, anyway. Right. Yay! Sit down, because I don't want to crick my neck looking up. I'm going to give you a talking to beer language you sorely need.
I bet you are.
I saw your fight with that Hydra. I saw you get all big and powerful. You know what I saw? I saw shit, sonny. I saw fucking worthless moves with a soul that has no fucking passion in it. I saw you swinging a hammer, but I didn't see you swinging a hammer properly. That was my tosser. I know how that works. You have no fucking clue. It's just leaving your hand and sometimes it hits something. I saw you draw a sword. Oh, you think you're impressive? No. That was a fucking embarrassment. I mean, sure, these mayflies can't tell, but to me, I saw that and I saw shit all for training. And we're gonna fix that. I'm gonna fix that by telling you. So what do you think of that?
You did a great job fixing it.
Well, I haven't started yet. That's just me telling you what the problem is, and the problem is you.
Oh, so now I'm the problem.
Fucking right. You look around us, do you think I'm the problem? Look at this shit. This is mine. This is what I did. What have you done? What have you got? And he spots one of the beaver pelts sticking out of your pack. Come on, is that the best beast you've bested?
No, it's a
Oh.
beaver.
Well, what is the best thing you've taken on? Because as far as I'm concerned, you couldn't even slay a beaver. You certainly weren't doing well last night at the Frill and Lace. Come on, show me
What
some
else do I-
fucking backbone. Or are you just being held up by the rings around you?
Trying to think of what else I might have on me.
As far as I can see, you're an empty barrel if it's losing its seams.
Look, there was a lich. I don't suppose you fought a lich.
A lich? Boy, I fought 12 liches. I fought a lich and his wife. She was a bitch. Yeah. You name a monster, I've killed it. But here's the thing. I didn't just go through emotions. That's what you were doing out there. That was disgusting. When a dwarf swings a hammer, he makes something. He makes it dead, he makes it injured, he makes it bleeding and crying. He doesn't just make dents. He swings the hammer down with fucking emotion. He fills himself with pride. He swells at it. It bulges the bicep. He swings it down and it hurts. You were just flinging it around.
Oh, really?
And it was
'Cause
disgusting.
last I
to
checked,
watch.
everything I've swung it at hasn't got back up again.
Don't make me sick into my own spite. Come on. Show me you've got some balls, because all you're walking around with now are smaller than what's on the kobold. Look at me. See these things? Big as gnomes. You do hear an
I'm gonna-
unpleasant slapping of skin.
I'm gonna hit him in the balls. I'm gonna hit him in the fucking balls.
You're gonna hit this old man in the balls?
Yes, I am, because I'm very angry right now.
Okay, then. Give me a strength save. You find yourself lifted into the air and hurled at one of the pillars. Oh, that didn't work. There we go. And you take 9 bludgeoning damage as you are slammed against the wall by some sort of mystical force.
Wait,
There you
did
go. That's a starter at least. But you're just lashing out. You don't know even why you're doing it. You just think you're pissed. Oh boy, you should be pissed at yourself, not at me. And you clatter to a standstill at the pillar.
Is he upside down?
No, he's right side up for now.
Okay.
All right, old man. What was that trick? That wasn't fair.
That wasn't even me. That's my home. You think you can strike a hero in his abode and expect to walk out freely? You think I don't have precautions against beardland muck like you? I look at you, you're not even a fucking ingot. You're a chunk of ore clinging to a stone.
Oh, hell.
Show me you've got some balls.
All right. I'm gonna toss it.
You toss it, it sails through the air, and it's in his hand.
Are you happy now? You got your hammer back.
I'm not happy I got my hammer back. I'm fucking pissed off that there's a shit dwarf walking around making a bad name for us.
And how am I doing that? We killed a Hydra. What more do you want from me?
Yeah, and all I saw from you was drudgery, grudgery, and no fucking soul to it. You don't even have a passion for drink. When that hot tamale left the home, I kept an eye on you. I saw you just chugging beer. Where was the joy? Where was the song? Where was the boasting?
Why do I need all that?
Because you're a fucking dwarf.
And
If you can't enjoy drinking, you've lost most of your fucking life.
look, these humans are weird as it is. I'd rather not get involved.
Oh, I'm not saying get involved for their sake. Take some enjoyment in what you do. When was the last time you enjoyed killing a monster? And it doesn't count if you're only glad you lived.
Actually, come to think of it, that would probably be campaign 1. The fucking bugbear.
Well, tell him. Talk to him.
Look, we killed a bugbear. There was a lot of joy in that.
Good. What'd you feel? How'd you kill him? Come on, tell me.
Actually, I don't think I'm the one that landed the blow. I know he.
He's watching as you do this. You're starting to look into your hands now, counting a few times.
Yeah. He beat us within an inch of our lives, but we came out on top, as you.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. But you enjoyed it. You had fun. You wanted to see that bastard in the ground. You swung with fury, yes?
Yes! And that bastard did go into the ground.
And then what happened after that, huh? That Hydra, biggest beastie I've seen in a while. You just walk towards it and say, I'm gonna swing. I saw on your face, you just looked at... You were made large and powerful, and all you were doing was just hitting it. Where was the challenge, the drive, the passion? You just walked off from that thing thinking I need a drink to forget, didn't you?
Oh, I was huge. It's no trouble. It's like swatting flies at that size.
Uh-huh. Got the bruises on your nose from swatting flies? Or was that when you hit the dirt?
I don't say anything. I just look at him with a
You
grudge on
think
my
I
face.
didn't see that? Watch this. He pivots on his false leg, hobbles off a bit, and then walks out with this. It's a large brass gilded eye. It's about the size of a football as he just holds it there. This lets me keep an eye on things around town and in certain rooms of a thrilling place. But for you, I was using it to keep an eye on a shit stain of a dwarf. So don't you go bollocksing me about... I know what you did here today. I don't know what you did earlier, but I can see it's not led you to anywhere good. Now, if you're going to be chucking around this, as he hefts the tosser in his hand for a moment, and whenever he tosses it in the air and then catches it again, he's almost pulled right to the floor. He does not have a muscle mass for us anymore. You toss this around. You've got a legacy. Now, I'm thinking it needs a better legacy. Like Ermom, he was alright, but he was a grim bastard. Not like you, he was grim with a purpose. Not just because he didn't want to feel or was too caught up in his own head. He was grim because he was a miserable cunt. But you could trust him, he'd smash things and he would do it for a reason. Me, I used it for a while. Oh yeah, I talked about tall tales. I killed many things with it, but I say to people I killed many hundreds more. And they remember that. They think about that. They think about that when they think about all dwarves. And now there's you swinging this. What are they thinking? They're thinking that's a fancy hammer. They're thinking that's a well-made hammer by some other dwarf. They're not thinking about who fucking swings it. That might as well be in the hands of your human friends. Fuck me, the skinny one's got a better beard than you.
I just cringe at what he's saying right now. I am not happy about that.
Good, furrow the brow. Show me some fucking gumption. You're a dwarf. You were forged. You're not born. You were fucking hammered into place. You were carved and cut and wheeled out on a production line. Made by Morden. No dwarf is an accident. And no dwarf should be acting like one either. Am I getting through to you and your fancy hat boy?
Yes, you're getting through to me, old man. It's a fancier hat than you've got.
You think so? You want to have a look there? As he gestures to all the suits of armor.
I
That
don't
last
see
one?
any hats.
Give me a perception. You notice that the last one, the one that's solid black, that is adamantine. That is one of the hardest materials and very difficult to forge with. That is a hell of a nice armored suit. Fancier than a rat hat.
Is it really though? It's a matter of opinion.
For practical styles, for combat, yes. For man about town, maybe not. Probably smells better.
Yeah, it probably does.
But that's mainly because of a dwarf, not the hat. So what are you going to do when you walk out of here? With your hammer. As he chucks the tosser at you. Not front-wise, because he can't manage it. It's a bit of an underarm toss, and it goes all of about 6 inches. But then it reappears in your hand.
Oh. We're gonna settle this business in Raxis. It's what we were sent to do.
Oh, fuck's sake! You're gonna carve yourself a legacy! You're gonna become a hero that goes down in Raxis. You're gonna become a legend of the Sword Coast. Are you gonna become a great warrior or just someone who's on the bottom line and paid?
Oh, I'm far from the bottom line. I've seen the bottom line.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. The only thing that gets lower than you is a gnome.
Ooh, them's fighting words.
Damn right they are, because I'm capable of that shit. What about you? Where's your fight? Where's your fire? Where's your forge? Is your belly empty?
I just make a gesture of kind of sloshing it around. Nope, looks pretty full to me.
Are you a properly forged dwarf, or are you just a mold wobbling about?
Well, I'm obviously not a mold. If I'd made it this far.
You made it this far. You're a dwarf. You can coast through anything. The point is, you make a legend of it. You make a story, a boast. You do it with some sort of fucking style and passion. You hit things because you want them dead, not because you're thinking it's the job.
Well, I mean, I do want them dead.
Yeah? There's a start, at least. So what are you going to do when you leave? When you get out of my sight? So I can get back to thinking on the lovely lady with the nice tatas.
Well, to put it like you would want it, going to carve myself a path to Raxis, leaving dead bodies in my wake. Maybe they got something bigger than a Hydra.
There, that's the first thing you've said. That's good. That's okay. They've got something bigger. They've got a new challenge for me. They've got something else I can become better at. Alright. I'm done with this shit. Said all I'm gonna say to you.
Oh. Farewell then, old man.
Hang on, I got one more thing to say.
Yes.
Clean your fucking beard.
I just kind of sigh and walk out.
Now get out of here and be someone I can give a shit about.
On my way back in, I do start to feel self-conscious. I do wash the beard.
But is it in the horse trough? Or is it in an actual bath?
No, I'm assuming I can get an actual bath back at the... No, but I am feeling self-conscious. He pointed something out. Nope, it's clean now.
Of all the things he told you, that's the one thing he takes away.
Oh, I took away a lot more, but it's not like I can do much about it. Much about anything else right now. Unless you got another one of them hydras.
On that note... No, we'll get to Rain and Castalia, and whoever else is with them during the painting. It seems to be going pretty well. There are endless compliments spilling out from behind the canvas. Trembling Purr is on hand to watch carefully. Mainly, she's watching Kano. She's not looking at you girls a whole lot. Anyone else with them during the painting?
No.
So
I
what
can't
is
imagine I
Cornelius
would be
doing
there.
then?
Well, I kind of wanted to go and see if I could find some scrolls to copy into my spell book. If there was anyone who would be selling any spell scrolls of interest.
Well, a couple of the caravans have actually left. They left last night. You do notice that the albino elf, the incredibly lanky, stretched out one, is not here. But there are a couple more. There are a couple more trading caravans. One of them, in fact, actually looks a bit more up your street. It's not just magical supplies, but the style of it is all very familiar. It's all very Sword Coast. And he does have. You get a simple whiff. You can smell sulfur, guano. Yeah, this is a magic seller. This guy has ingredients. He's got supplies. Maybe has scrolls. Hey, walk on up. You got something?
Greetings.
I got lots.
I was wondering if you would happen to have some spell scrolls.
Spell scroll, little tough to come by. I got maybe. Yeah, give me a mo here. I only got a couple of the most basic right now. But let's see here. Okay, I got an infestation scroll. You do that, you can summon up a horde of insects to nibble and bite and distract your opponents. I got one for ice knife. You conjure up a projectile of ice. You can fling it into your opponents and it shatters on impact. And I can do you. Hang on a second. He starts digging around. He is bringing up more spell scrolls, but most of them look to just have, receipts and dockets on them. He's just having to make use of old stock. I got, let's see here. Oh, this is a fun one. Dragon's Breath.
Oh.
For about, hang on a second now. You're able to cast it on yourself for a minute. You can gout out in a 15-foot cone various elements.
I entertain myself with the thought of watching Sarsul just breathing fire.
Yeah, you're able to cast it on other people, not just yourself. Components for that are very easy to get a hold of, incidentally. It's a hot pepper.
Ah. What would these scrolls cost?
Oh, now, the Dragon's Breath one is a bit, it's a pretty choice bit. I'm afraid I can't really let that go for less than 700 gold.
Ah.
The
What
other
about
ones...
the infestation?
Infestation, I could let that go for about... Looking at it, it's, that'll get you about 300 gold. 350, I'll throw in the case.
That won't be necessary. I'll take the infestation.
Yeah, let me see. I might have one other thing. As I flick through, because I have notes on other scrolls. They're not for here.
Or are they?
We should copy some scrolls out of Droop's spellbook. Maybe they'll be new and interesting. You might be able to sell them for a little bit.
I think those are horrors mankind is not ready for yet.
I got another one. It is another expensive one. It's probably out of your brackets. Dark Vision. That's going to be more than the Dragon's Breath, I'm afraid. But
Yeah,
for something around the price of the Swarm, I got Mage Armor and I got Grease.
Let me just take a look at what we actually...
I'll do you 250 on the mage armor. Most wizards tend to learn that one anyway.
Yeah, most. Yeah, people, if you have anything you want to add to this, because this is kind of me just increasing my repertoire for the Cutthroat battle. If you have anything you want to add.
Yeah, if anyone else has anything they want to do?
No,
I was.
but
I wanted to have a
what
look
they-
around to see if there's anything of interest.
Sorry, what were you saying?
it was
Cornelius?
more that it was more that if people have anything they would rather suggest I got off spells to kind of help out in fights. Because Mage Armor is kind of a decent one to increase. Because I believe I can also throw that on others.
I do have a weird one, but for that, it's going to be way up there. But I think it's pretty useful. Let's see here. It's non-detection. Now we're looking at we're looking near 1,000 gold. I don't really want to carry that in coinage either. So a bit of trade might be good there. It's on you though. I can always find a seller for this elsewhere. But the sweeten the deal it does take diamond dust to cast it, but I've got a little stockpile here so I can include, say, enough for 5 castings of it.
I believe Mage Armor will do for now.
Mage armor, fantastic. That'll be 250 gold.
Very well.
I hope you
Just
have a good day. Is there any
fucking
components you need, sir? Anything you might be thinking of a spell in future, so it's always good to have a bit in your pocket. Don't want to be caught out getting the spell and not having the material for it, You won't believe how many people walk off thinking they've got Identify, but no Pearl.
Yeah, I know, right?
Keeps plenty of cash flow in my way.
But at the moment, I do not believe. If I should come across it, I will probably come back here.
Alright, no worries. I'm going to be here for the next couple of days, yeah.
All right.
I look forward to you and the rest of your coin purse.
And I shall look forward to the rest of your spell selection should I acquire such coinage.
Fantastic. I'll have a root around, see if I find anything else. It's been a while since I've done inventory.
Have a nice day. And then I'm just gonna go back and see if I can copy this mage armor into my spell book.
It will take time and cost money. Alright then, Zarzil, you were going about town?
I'm just going to have a look around and see what interesting stalls are up. And just looking for oddities. And
There's nothing all that unusual. I mean, you walked past while Cornelius was dealing with the new magic goods dude. There's also a guy who's selling off various kinds of colorful fruits, including one that is huge. It is, what's the right sort of term for it? It's about as big as that drinks globe you saw in Al Cano's place, but it's got spikes on it.
what is this fruit?
Oh, I'm not surprised that you spot that one. We call this one a fruit of the dragon, or a durian.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yes,
an
yes.
interesting shape.
Yes, it is very fascinating. It's a bit big for you, I'd say, but you can share it out with your friends. I assume you have some.
Oh yes, I have many friends.
It has the most succulent, delicious flesh. It is divine.
How much would this fruit be?
Oh, well, yeah, you know what? It's not going to keep for too much longer, so I'll do you a discount. It'll be 1 gold, 5 silver. It is a delicacy, but I can go for a bit cheaper.
Hmm.
Do you
No,
not have
I
enough,
think I'll give
Smallman?
it a. Nah, not really at the moment, unfortunately. I need to get paid for my last job.
Oh, you did actually, yeah. Yeah, he would have given
Yeah,
you your 400 gold. Split among you, of course.
400 gold. Yeah.
So you'd have at least 20 gold.
Joy, how bad is Zazel's maths?
Well, he said one gold and 5 silver, so you know that's coins. You can count up to 5.
Oh, um, why not? Let us have the fruit. This is maybe interesting to carry. How does one so I don't mess this up later on, slice or is there any preparations required?
Oh no, just you look here, see the you can actually see on the surface there are big seams. You just cut along those, then you'll pull it apart. It's big segments. Have you ever eaten orange?
Orange? I think I have, yes.
Yeah, like
The
that.
strange
It
thing.
comes apart in segments, but there are top and bottom segments.
The skins was always a little tough on the orange. Not quite so tasty.
Yeah, you just eat the flesh inside. It's fine, and the stones and all are in the center, so you don't have to worry too much.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you, good
Enjoy
sir.
with your friends. And he gives you a little net to carry it in.
Okay. Now have a look around and the rest of the place to see any other curiosities and anything that just jump out and
I mean,
say,
there's
"This
still
is
that person who was looking to buy you.
Yeah, well, he's not that interesting.
But apart from that, though, there's not a whole lot of anything fresh or new. It's mostly the same things you're seeing. Still the weapons dealer as well. But none of them are, like, pumping out any ridiculous goods.
Okay.
Instead, you've got your
I
incredibly
may as
weird
well.
spiky fruit.
Yeah, I have a spiky fruit, which I can use as a club if necessary.
Or to share with the group.
Do.
It is bigger than your torso.
I will head on back to the manor then and share it out to those who are interested in it. I'll take it up. I don't know whether Cornelius and that
Well,
would be
you saw
interested as
Cornelius
well.
on the street, actually.
Yeah, so he's around somewhere. I was thinking of taking up where the painting's being done. Don't know whether they'd be interested in it or not. But why not?
Oh, right. There was something else I wanted to look for.
Yep.
A decent winter coat.
That is easy enough. There is actually a tailor's in the town instead of by the wagons.
Yeah, then I'm gonna go in there.
Yeah.
To...
So if you're looking for a fancier one, which of course you would be, you're probably looking at about 2 gold.
Yeah, that's fine.
This is made out of... They claim it's made out of winter wolf. It might be. It's very fine. But it's definitely snug. It's also kind of strange as you lot are walking around the town. There's no rain. It's still a bit bitter, but it's pretty pleasant. Even the winds calm down a bit. Alright, anyone else feeling ignored? Who's up next?
Oh, Siegfried's probably got up and had some breakfast and going to be checking the merchants out to see if he can find some pieces for his forging kit and his disguise.
Little trickier there. It's not really... I mean, disguise isn't too hard because this is a town of beauty, so there's a lot of makeups and cosmetics around.
Yeah, makeups, cosmetics,
Yeah.
probably some different styles of clothing. As for the forging, probably just some ink and
Yeah, for
styluses,
for
maybe
the
some
forging,
paper.
you're probably looking for about, say, 10 gold's worth. You're looking for fine inks, of course, stuff that won't just bleed and run. Looking for good
Yeah,
paper
some
too.
decent things to work with.
For the disguise kit, because you're looking for clothing as well, probably come about 20 gold or 15.
So 30 all up.
Yeah.
It just makes it easier for when I need to actually use it.
Well, you never know.
Yep.
But yeah, it's pretty
I'll-
simple commerce, easy enough. Now and again, as you're going through the stores, you do spot the red-headed elf, but she's not looking in your direction. She doesn't try to approach you or anything. She just seems to be going about her own business as well. Alright then, Castalia. And Rain. After a few hours, most of the painting has been done. Well, what the base work, where he just needs to add the flourishes, he's got the faces. That's the important thing for him. The rest, that'll take time, but he's got reference materials for that. Hell, with Castalia's outfit, he can just walk downstairs and observe a painting of Sashish. Now and again, you do see he's having trouble as he's just glancing at the moisture that's built up around Castalia. And he's also thinking, that moss was not there the night before. Do I include that? Do I skip? No, I scrape that away. I get rid of that. But every time he's looking, he's just saying, that droplet will not stay in place. I'll have to skip that one. But yes, you two are kind of free now. Do you have anything you wish to do in town?
Is it the start of the new day?
Oh yeah, this is the new day. You're getting to about 10 in the morning or so.
Then I head to the Hydra as I was instructed.
Okay. The Hydra corpse is still there. It looks a little bit bigger. It might be a bit bloated on gases. You do also note that there are 15 heads there, but the new ones haven't rotted away like the severed ones have. Everywhere you look around, you can see that there's patches of, dulled brown grass, where one of the heads has rotted quickly on it.
Let's see. I needed to bring ash.
Ash and embers. You do get further instruction just to spread them like a carpet in front of the Hydra.
Which I do.
There is another moment where your senses are blacked out for a second, and you find yourself kneeling on the grass, and you can feel your mouth chanting away. You don't know the language. It doesn't sound like it's infernal or abyssal. The structures and the syllables are very different from anything else you've heard so far. You feel that you could move, but there's just a little bit of weight from where you are, as if you'd have to push a bit harder in order to move around. But then you can see the ashes and embers. They start to deepen in color. They start to ignite a little bit more, as if they're coming back to life, and then they sort of smooth together. They blend. And then you're just looking at this sort of orange and red throbbing mass, which just sort of darkens again and then seems to fall into the ground. And very quickly it's just lost to darkness. And from that you can see this huge arm rising up. It doesn't look human. It's got the digits and the thumbs, but it is... what's the right term for it? It's sort of onyx skinned. There is a large pelt of deep greys and blacks along the forearm. The hands themselves look wild. As it just reaches up, and you can see this hand wraps around two of the necks of the Hydra. There is a twist, a pull, and it comes free. And then it just drags the two heads with necks down into the pit. A few more moments, and the ashes just seem as if between blinks of the eyes are just back to dully glowing. And you find that there's no weight upon you, there's no presence, and your words are your own again.
Oh, that was certainly something.
Yeah, you can see there's two putridly bleeding stumps now. Luckily, these don't grow into new heads.
Oh, I stand up, dust myself off, and back down.
Give me a perception check.
Sure thing.
You think you're alone. You're pretty sure you are.
Ribbit. Ribbit.
Alright, what's everyone else doing that's not creepy? There's invitations for more wine and chatter from the Alcanos, but it's all very incidental stuff. They're just curious about you lot.
Oh shit, I just remembered something else that might be worth of us to purchase. Healing potions, if there are any.
You want to go to a potion seller. Well, you find yourself back at that same magic dealer. Good, you brought back more coin. Fantastic.
I was wondering what you were... I just suddenly remembered that healing potions might be of use.
Excellent,
Wondering what
yes.
your
I can
price would
offload
be
quite
at.
a few of those. So, here we have your basics. These are 25 each. Now, I've only got 4 of these, but I have 3 of the greater healings. Now, these will run you 75. Much more potent, though. And I have 1 superior, but we're looking at about 125. These are hard to get. But all of those, I'm happy to let you walk away with them if you pay me. That's my one condition.
So, yes, I was not in the thought of having to rob you, so you can be calm about it.
If you
So
want to
people have-
buy all 4 of the normals, I'll knock off 10 gold for you, so it'll just be 90.
Okay.
These
Definitely take
ones,
that from these.
these ones have a bit of
from
a
the
premium on
stash.
them. I can't really knock anything off. I also got a few other potions if you're interested. Not restorative, but fun. I got this one
Well-
here, and he pulls out a potion that's actually familiar to you. It is yellow, and you can see that there's black streaks moving through it. You were last offered this by the crazy guy that you all took an offense to in Volunkia. That is bottle speed, my friend. That's haste in a glass. You chug that down, and for about a minute or so, you are quick as the lightning itself.
Mm-hmm.
You're hard to hit, you can swing your weapon blindingly fast, and you've got a lot more evasiveness going for you.
Well, I'll definitely be taking the 4 healing potions.
Oh yeah, pleasure, Fred. This one though, it's a powerful one, so it's gonna be about 450.
Yeah, I'm afraid that might be a bit too high for what people are.
I mean, you got nothing to trade.
Spent.
You could help me buckle up my stock.
Do we have something to trade?
We have lots of magical items.
You got lots of shit. You got a lot of shit you've not even shown off to anyone either.
Yeah, actually, we have the. We could probably get trade some of the, for instance, the pipe if no one's going to use that.
There's the height. There's the chest set. There's
Mm-hmm.
The coin, that's something you could get rid of. No idea what it's worth, though.
And the fine brass cylinder, the scroll case, you could probably use that.
Next week on D&D Hoarders.
there's that thing that does our makeup for us, but that might be useful. I don't know.
Yeah, that
I
actually.
think I'm-
If Siegfried had remembered that existed, he wouldn't have had to spend money.
Sometimes the mundane is You don't
Some-
want to run across.
Yep. Sometimes the
Don't
mundane
want
is
to
more
run across
effective.
and find out that. Don't run across somebody that's got detect magic or something.
What are you guys
I
doing?
think, so what do you want me to trade for him? Should I also try and get some of the other healing potions? And this then speed potion? See if we can trade some of the other stuff in. for
You're
that.
on your own. No one can give you consumer advice. It's time to
Well,
make a
I'm going to
deal.
have to. I'll kind of have to go back to get this shit. So
You probably have a lot of it because you've got the storage pouches.
Also, you're a ditch
I
runner.
don't think I can stuff a chessboard down these narrow pouches. I can.
No,
stuff
but you carry
a-
that anyway. You're the only one who understands the game.
Pardon?
As far as we know.
Don't make me.
Well, I do have. Let's see, this chessboard and the pipe, and what else did we?
Well, what's the pipe do?
Well, I kind of light it up and take a puff of it to show it off.
Yeah, and you see this large skull emerge. It's a goblin one. And it slowly starts to open its mouth as it falls apart. Oh, bit of novelty. Don't scream or anything. It's not cursed, is it?
No, it's fine.
I don't need anything that's cursed. It's neat enough. Well constructed. Roll me a charisma, Cornelius.
Yep.
You're trying very casually to sort of buff this up a bit. Yeah. I could. Yeah, I'd do you about about 100 gold. I think I
fine
got
to
someone who
me.
could actually buy this. You alright with that?
What?
You okay with that?
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Yeah, there we go.
that's
Good trade.
fine to me.
Yeah, I got someone who'd be interested in this. They're a bit morbid, but they like their enjoyment.
We all have our odd interests.
Yeah, I gotta come here for most of mine. That's a little joke, though. Don't tell the wife.
Well, don't know her, so there's no danger of that.
Fantastic.
And perhaps this would be of her interest. And I flick him the 12-sided coin. Flip it
I
over.
mean, I'm tempted to say I could do you this for 1 silver.
Flip it over once.
Yeah, he's flipping it over as he just looks at it for a moment.
Now I'll flip it back again.
Yeah. Ain't the most practical thing. Let's see now. Who do I know? Yeah, it's a neat little novelty, but I couldn't really go, triple digits on this.
That's fair enough.
I'm thinking maybe 20 gold. It is nice. It's a nice little art deco, a little conversation piece, but I don't think you get much more.
That's fine with me.
Deal. You have lost the 10-sided coin.
He said menacingly.
You're now locked onto the worst path.
This is indeed the darkest timeline.
Incidentally, while he's doing this commerce, you guys should be thinking about what you want to do. What you want to say. Who do you want to say it to?
I'm mostly just trying to take in what was said to me. I'm having an identity crisis here. Now Gurna's in full crisis mode now.
There is a moment where you do notice Jorn going straight from his house, across the square, into the frill and lace. He does not emerge anytime soon.
That son of a bitch.
Yeah, I think that's about. Oh yeah. Also, since you have a lot of these, all these scrolls, perhaps you could have some use of this. That's shown the scroll case as a frying brass cylinder.
Oh shit, you got one of Jerry's.
Well, I wouldn't know if it's his. I just found it along our travels here.
Oh yeah, this is Jerry Philemons. He's another proprietary like me. He's a good rival though. Yeah, he sells his stuff up in Chaldea. I didn't expect. Where'd you find this?
It was among some junk from some nasty little creatures apparently hoarding all the stuff.
Yeah, must have fallen off a wagon then.
Say, out of curiosity, have you ever heard about a cursed doll's head?
His brow furrows for a second as he starts thinking. I hear a lot of cursed items, because you do in the trade. Of course, everyone takes on the wrong items now and again. Doll's head, though. I heard a cursed doll drinks blood. I heard of one that had a girl's soul trapped in it for a while. Apparently some guys went on a big quest for all that there. Doll's head, though.
Apparently, our cleric has lost her mind and is trying to say that she found one in the pile, and it's been following her ever since. So maybe.
Hey,
you know
well, if
something.
it turns out she ain't just crazy, that could be a good story to tell a bard. You might make coin off that. Nah, I'm afraid I never heard of a... I don't know any specific story is what I'm saying. I mean, there might have been a doll head I was told about a few times, but I'm sorry.
Nah. You know what? I'm just gonna believe what my first theory is he's just losing her marbles.
But hey, I know this
You know,
one.
see-
What happened when you pulled the cork on the tube? Was it bad?
Well, for some reason, my companions seem to lose focus even more than usual.
Yeah. See, Jerry sells these tubes, but he sells them kind of like a prank booby trap thing. They do like harmless spells or little alterations and stuff.
Nah.
You're meant to send them to, your best buddies or your friendliest enemies, sort of thing.
Well, maybe I should probably bring it to him instead then. Or are
Oh,
you
no, it's
interested
fine.
in
I mean, I'll give you about, suppose... I could always sell this off anyway. It's pretty enough, and most people haven't heard of Jerry, so, yeah, tell you what, I'll be generous. Yeah, 30 gold.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, I can fool some guys and get a better premium on some of my scrolls. Yeah, pleasure doing business.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? Throw in one of the other one of the other healing potions. the
Yeah, sure, you got
medium
yourself a
potions.
greater.
So that'll be. So he was kind of offering 150 gold. It'll be 90 for the 4, and then
90 for
75
4,
the
and
next-
then 75 for a greater. 125 for a superior.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna do a
Greater.
greater. Yeah. So that'd be.
You had healing potions before, my friend?
Yes.
Well, I do a little special blend of my own here. These ones got a lovely rhubarb tang to them.
Lovely.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you might be hurting and all, but you might as well enjoy it.
Well, I'm sure one of our party members would appreciate that. Thinking of Siegfried.
But if you ever need replacements, just keep me in mind.
I will attempt to do so.
Yep.
So that would be 50 gold I pay you with all the things we traded in.
Mm-hmm. He takes it happily.
Alright, I think that'll be it.
So, what are the rest of you doing? Are you ready to leave the town?
Well, do we want to stay the other night, considering we're going to have to be on the road eventually anyways? No point in kind of staying out and camping on the roadway.
What's the time at the moment?
It's slowly creeping towards 11 midday.
It's still good 4 or 5 hours that we could get moving.
Alcano says he wishes he could show you the finished product, but he's going to be working at this for a few more days. So you sadly won't get to see yourselves hanging in the gallery anytime soon. But you do notice, at least Rain does, from the current version, your ears are a little bit longer than they should be.
Artistic licensing.
Bringing out the elf a bit more. Does Castalia mention the other painting she was going to get done?
Yes.
Does she mention it in front of anyone?
No. Just to Akano.
Oh! Yes, of course. Yes, I will happily do that. Don't look at me like that. No, she asked. I am happy to say yes. You can stand around there and scowl at me. Look at her. She thinks I'm a rodent right now. Yes, I am happy to. If we get it started now, I should be able to get it done by about lunchtime, perhaps. It won't be as involved because I'll have to use a bit of magic, but yes, if you want this, I can hurry it out.
Now,
Please.
what I'm going to have to ask, is it tasteful nudes? Or is it bang on nudes?
Now we're asking the right questions.
There's only one person who can answer that question.
Tasteful.
Okay.
There you go.
Something
artsy.
he can admire and hang up in his home.
He
Yeah,
gets
it's
credit.
art, not pornography. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I mean, tasteful nudes.
He does do a little whistle to Trembling Purr, who walks up and scrapes the moss off you. She also says, darling, is it alright if I take the whip from you? We don't need the moss clump in the picture.
I dismiss the weapon.
And the painting continues. Zarzul, what are you doing with your big durian?
My big fruit. I'm heading up and seeing how the painting's going.
You are chased out by Trembling Purr. No. A special little... A private is a private doodle. You are very welcome most times, but for now, my little dragon friend, you must make haste to go elsewhere.
But I wanted to show my dragon fruit.
In
Yes,
that
your big
case, I'm
spiky
gonna
orb is
wander
very
down
nice
back-
looking.
Wander down and check on our gnome that's passed out on the... See if he's still alive. Well, how's he doing?
He's sitting in his chair, puffing his pipe.
Hello, friend.
Oh, hello, little fella.
You're looking a lot better than last time I saw you.
Oh, we've met?
Ah, yes.
Oh, that's nice of me.
How much of last night do you remember?
Breakfast.
Excellent, excellent. Oh, well, be seeing you.
Oh, apparently you already saw me. Okay. Goodbye, little king lizard.
Ah, hell.
I'm gonna head out to where the cart is there and just take a slice of fruit and just watch the people pass by.
Alright, I assume Wolfgang's with you.
At this point, yeah.
Okay, both of you give me a con save. Wolfgang's at disadvantage.
Oh dear.
Seven, 21. Good, you managed to keep yourself going.
Okay.
What about Wolfgang? Not so good. Unfortunately, you listen to the hacking and heaving of your wolfen companion. You yourself have gotten kind of used to it, because this is the sort of smell you're used to. It just smells of corpses. It smells of rot. It smells of horrendous fermented gases and fluids. The whole area around you just reeks to high heaven. The horses are panicking slightly. Some of the guards are stepping further away, wafting their noses and making swears and oaths to their gods. You're in the center of this, and it is horrendous. Even though you can stomach it and keep everything down, every breath is choking you with this stench.
Oh, well, time to go clean out the shell again.
The fruit, however,
Stay-
tastes... If you do you take a bite of the fruit, though?
Yeah, why not?
It tastes delicious. It is
Most
succulent and
excellent.
juicy, but every time you bring it up to your mouth, you're just inhaling the scent of death and decay.
Oh well, with that, do I see any of the rest of the party?
Through the haze. Well, it's up to you guys what you're doing. Castelli is the only one who is occupied.
I've probably gone down to check on the cart and see if there's anything I want to be purchasing.
It's not a bustling square, but you can see there is a very definite gap of where your cart is.
I head on over to see what's up.
Con save.
Oh god. and Pufflesworth needs one too.
Oh, that's true. Oh, incidentally, Wolfgang counts as poisoned right now.
Ah hell.
So do you, and so does Pufflesworth. You're in your nice little semi-skimpy dress, but just like Pufflesworth, you are on all fours and you are upchucking into the street. That got you right in your breakfast, and it is not dignified. Meanwhile, the kobold is chewing on it. He is just sitting there, splashed with juices that reek of it as well.
What the fuck?
I imagine at this point I'm coming over with these purchases, and I just see this scenario of Ray just chugging up on the street.
You catch her
And
just she's falling to her knees.
And the owlbear. And
Yep.
the owlbear.
Oh yeah, the owlbear's going, ah, ah, ah. It's just these weird, twisted noises, because this is not something he's meant to do.
And I imagine I just see this and promptly ignore it and just head towards the mansion. I do not know these people.
We'll see if I heal you anytime soon.
Well, I just assumed that you probably drank too much or something. I do not assume that you are actually physically hurting right now. Other than you probably... Because why would you suddenly be puking otherwise?
I mean, the kobold seems fine too.
Yeah.
You can see him sitting happily chewing on fruit in the wagon.
I'm busy. I'm going up to write this scroll into my magic book. I got shit to do.
Yeah. The durian is an acquired taste.
So more seriously, once I've stopped vomiting, what the fuck is that?
The most delicious fruit.
It smells of death! And I deal with death a lot!
It's incredibly potent as you get closer. Worst of all, it's on his breath now.
Oh hell! You need to wash your mouth out.
Mm. Oh well. I proceed to wrap the fruit up to keep it safe and stored. And hopefully people won't look at me so strange. And look for somewhere to get it.
You are now the focal point of the stench.
Okay. Is there a trough or something I can wash off it?
Funnily enough, as you approach any horse trough, you find the horses give you a wide berth. The only person who doesn't move is the fruit seller. Who just waves you on? Very tasty, yes?
Oh, most delicious.
Fantastic. I can sell you another.
No, it's okay. I think this is enough for a while.
Meanwhile, the cart reeks. Just wrapping the
You left
durian
it
did
in
not
the
stop the
cart.
smell.
Oh hell! I'm immediately wandering off to the stalls because I can't take this no more. Dragging poor Pufflesworth with me.
Yeah, he goes along willingly. In fact, he's eating. He does stop for a moment to look at a pile of his own vomit and thinks about it for a second, but then keeps walking.
Oh fuck! And I'm just mumbling that as I walk away, and I'm walking down the stalls. I'm not. I'm like, no.
You do notice people are giving a very wide berth to the wagon. So on the bright side, you won't need to pay anyone to have it kept under watch.
Oh, no one's going near it now.
Yep.
Oh, I'm going to pick up the fruit, seeing people seem to be unhappy with it, and take it outside the gates. Take it out and
Fucking hell, what'd you kill? You're getting waved on by one of the guards. The fuck's in that bag? What'd you do,
Some
scoop
fruit.
out the anus of that fucking thing?
no, just some fruit.
Really? Fucking move along, get out.
So I'm now outside the gate, totally clearing the area. Excellent.
Roll initiative.
Okay.
No, never mind. Only joking.
Or is he?
But yeah, it reeks. You can hear there's rustling in the woods around you as things just get away.
The ambush still waiting for us outside just runs away.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the fruit somewhere then, seeing other people don't seem to have the taste for it.
You get the feeling it would be best if you buried it.
And that's it.
Easy enough done.
What, is there a river or something nearby?
Yeah, you're able to splash yourself a little bit.
Yeah, wash it off juices. Rinse the mouth out.
And you return to town. They still give you a wide berth, but there's no smell coming off you right now, apart from cobalt.
Aha.
Your breath, however, is foul.
I finally have a breath weapon. Excellent. It's too long I've got a breath weapon.
Anyone up to anything else?
Would I be able to smell this from anywhere?
If you get anywhere near the cart or while Zarzul was walking out of town, yes.
I'm mainly just kind of I'm still in the inside, but I kind of look out like, what the hell is it?
Yeah, you see a lot of
Smells like-
traffic sort of moving in certain directions.
Yeah, I'm
There's
just
very
like, what the-
specific
it smells
flows
like,
to the movement.
I'm thinking it smells like, but it can't be here. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Meanwhile, the stylist keeps primping your beard. Go anywhere nice on your holidays.
Ugh, I'm getting away from this. Oh,
I know, it's murder, love, it's murder. Do you want a permed or styled?
God damn it!
No. Anyway,
Can I put matches in it like Blackbeard?
I mean, it's gonna go up once I spray it with this.
Oh god.
Anyway, back to the real plot. Yeah, Mulgurn, it's not pleasant out there. And so, with all that done, are you going to set off from the town tonight?
It's only midday. We may as well get moving.
Yeah, especially with that smell.
The smell is in the cart.
I don't know that yet.
I
Yeah.
can tell you that.
No, the smell's been moved out of a cart.
No.
No, it's not.
When
Oh,
you
well,
bit
Droop's
into
gonna
it, there
go-
was juices. There was a waft as you broke the seal.
Oh well,
Can it be
Droop may have some
prejudiced
crack.
away?
Yeah, exactly. You and Droop are able to just get rid of it instantly. You probably send him forward first.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have one thing I want to go look at while we're still in town.
Good.
Is there anybody around that sells a spell book?
There is that sailor, yeah, you could ask him.
I'll go pop around and see about it.
Hello, fine lady. So you're looking for a spell book, huh?
Oh yes, I'm looking for a gift for somebody.
Oh, a gift. I got a couple here. They're mostly interchangeable. It's just the quality of paper that's the main thing. I got a couple of it used. But mainly you're looking at around 50 to 100 gold. I got one with two first level spells in it. I haven't actually checked to see what they are. You can't really read it until it's your book, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The rest are blank. Those would be the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And he just starts laying them out. They're all in the different, there's various colors and bindings. He even lays one out that's actually it's a bundle of scrolls that just sort of roll up together. And he also sets out one that, you're trying to work it out. What the hell? There's book, 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 and then between it there's this little bracelet. But as you look in closer, you can see that there's these little stones along that are lining the string, and they all have incredibly tiny script on them. Some of them get a bit fancy. So you just want a basic book?
Yes, basic book.
Yeah, it'll be a 50 then.
Let's see. Oh, I've just noticed our treasury is not updated for our stuff that's not with. Oh wait, never mind. I found it. Okay. Let's see. Yes, let's go with a basic run-of-the-mill. Nothing too flashy.
Yeah, I got one brown, blue, red. Got an orange here as well.
I think we'll just go with a brown.
Yeah, alrighty. Why be exciting in life, eh?
Oh yes, exactly.
There you go. Any other business?
No, I believe that's good.
Alright, if you ever need anything else, just come back to Izzy's Incongruables.
Oh, I most certainly shall.
And he happily waves you off.
All right, I've gone on my way.
Ooh. The breath on that woman.
I didn't even eat it.
No, but you threw up.
But
Damn it, kobold.
Any other activities?
Not
Any
for me.
questions, quandaries, conversations?
I will have to hide now at the Pearl and get a drink to get that taste out of my mouth because of our lovely kobold.
No expense for a conquering hero. And so you ready to leave Cedar Nove?
yeah, did I get time to write in the spell, or will it take too long?
You'll be able to write the spells in on the trip.
Okay.
Like since you're riding in the wagon, you can just scribble down fine. Droop will be making use of conjured furniture to keep you steady. 'Cause he's useful like that. Meanwhile, you would have actually gotten to identify 3 more things last night if you had the spell slots for it.
Probably would have.
Yeah. Because you didn't have quite enough time to do it ritual each time. But yeah, so just tell me which items you want, and I'll tell you about them.
Let's see which side. Well, we don't know where this porcelain doll set is because that's gone.
Yeah, you have not found that at all.
Yeah. The silver case then.
The silver case. Let's see, I need to remind myself of that one, actually. Was there any
see that
details
says
on the
silver
treasury?
case? The treasure just says silver case magic. I assume all the things at the bottom is the unidentified stuff.
Silver case that was magic. Fuck. I should have reminded myself. Hang on. Come on,
Was
Raxis
that
treasures.
the one the dress was in?
The one the dress was in?
Yeah, Castalia's dancing outfit.
Oh, there was a silver case in that. Oh, yes. I'm just looking through it here to find it. Yeah. Inside there's like a greasy powdered paint. And you find out that if you smear this in a certain pattern, which is actually on the inside of a lid, it'll confer mage armor. It's basically, it's powdered armor.
And how many?
But there's only
doses
enough
of
for
that?
free uses.
Okay. Because otherwise I was about to say, motherfucker.
That's why you identify first.
Yeah, I guess the figure troll next then.
Figure of a troll. It's actually just set to do mending upon itself anytime you snap off a limb. It will be destroyed if you use fire on it because it's a wooden statue, but it's just to show the regenerative properties of a troll. With enough manipulation, you could also pose it. But it's just like a little diorama of how dangerous are they. Look, you can take this arm off and it comes back.
And I guess a single sandal.
You find out that the sandal itself isn't actually magical, but the jewels are, and they come as a little set. And what they do, it's kind of a weak prestidigitation in that they will stop any kind of dust or dirt clinging to whatever they're mounted on. So you could pop them out, pin them on, say, a face mask, and now you never have to worry about, say, dust, dirt, or smoke.
Interesting.
Also handy for someone who's walking the desert.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
And with that, the heroes all mount up after a bit of prestidigitation to get rid of the stinking reek the kobold caused. Mr. Pufflesworth breathes very heavily in Zarzul's face for a moment. But then his breath is always rotten anyway.
I breathe back.
He winces and scrambles back to the back of the cart.
Be nice to my Pufflesworth.
As Yorant's... why did I fucking forget his name? It's right there. Yorant Belgrim enjoys himself in the House of Lady Pleasures. As the paintings are made in Alcano's apartment. You all set off from Sedernove. A lovely place. A wonderful place, in fact. All kinds of mysteries and intrigues. And you set back on the road, heading north to rejoin the main carriageway that'll lead you towards Raxis. And as you trundle out, you realize, oh yeah, there's that distant temple in the forest. But that will be for another time, maybe. As you start to head north, back onto your path. And we end tonight's session. We will not be back for another 2 weeks or so, because some of the members are going off to do their own thing. That bastards.
And now, how dare I have a life?
Exactly.
What's
You're
the
playing
life?
D&D. You're not allowed to have a life. This has been well established.
Only a fantasy life.
I'm going on vacation to escape from life.
Exactly. But yes, a couple of weeks from now, but we might show some Warhammer off, might do some other things. But for now, the heroes get a break as they trundle off back on their path towards Raxis. It's only a couple of days away. Then they'll be at the gates. What lies ahead? What deceives ahead? We'll find out. And now I hit the